Hello everyone and welcome to Module 1 entitled Introduction and Describing Websites. I'm your professor, Lucas Swineford, and please feel invited to call me Lucas as we correspond throughout the semester. Now I trust you all had a wonderful summer and are ready to start the fall semester because we have a number of assignments due this week for Module 1. But before you start thinking about Module 1, please make sure you review the information in the Getting Started module that was available during Preview Week if you haven't already done so. Now, Module 1 starts fast, as two of your assignments are due over the next few days. There's one due on Wednesday and one due on Friday. Now, these aren't the only two assignments you have for Module 1. You will have a couple of others that are due by Monday, September 3rd, but I do want to alert you that you have a couple of assignments due early on in the week. As I said, one is by Wednesday, August 29th, and the other is by Friday, August 31st. All assignments and due dates are identified on the module checklist, so you'll be reminded of them as you go through the module information in more depth. But I just want to make sure that you're aware you have two assignments due soon this week. So if we just take a quick overview of this module and talk a little bit about what you'll be doing, hopefully what we'll be learning and what we'll be talking about. So there's a couple of assignments you have that are pretty straightforward. Ordering the two books that we'll be reading later on in the class. You may have done that already. I believe that was in the Getting Started module, but make sure to do that this week if you haven't already done so. And then there's two short pieces of required reading. Again, very short, but I think they're both really helpful pieces to provide some background and context to the idea of user-centered design. The first assignment due is an introductory blog post. One of the most important parts of an online class is being able to create a sense of community with one another. In a classroom, it's a little bit easier in that you're sharing the same physical space, you get to know one another, you're in each other's physical presence. It's an important thing to establish in an online course, and I think the first step toward doing that is for us to introduce ourselves to each other. So I've already posted mine up so that you can get to know a little bit more about me. As you can see in the assignment, there are some specific topics that I asked you to address that I think will be helpful as we get to know one another over the next 12 weeks. The main writing assignment for the week, though, is a blog post that I'm asking you to contribute. And basically what I'm looking for is a compare and contrast of what I would say is a terrible website with a very good website. I mean, I think we've all been to websites, obviously, that we have positive experiences with, and we've been to websites that we have negative experiences with. So I'd like to start to hear from you as to what you consider really great designs and user experiences and really poor designs and user experiences. And I think what we will find is that we don't all share the same view on what makes a website, quote-unquote good and quote-unquote bad. Your comparisons and contrasts can be based on things like design, use of standards, general usability. When you got to the site, did you understand what the site owners wanted you to do? Were the tasks easy to complete? As you'll see for that assignment, I've actually broken you up into two groups, each group with 7 students, so that you can focus your reading and comments on the other students to just the other 6 members of the class in your group. Now, this concept of commenting on your classmates' posts is an important one, not only for this module, but really for the course in its entirety. I mean, this is going to be a critical part of our learning process over the next 12 weeks. Is I want to see the ability for you to read what your classmates are writing, to understand it, and then to provide insightful, thoughtful, and even at times provocative comments back to them. I think I've said this already twice in different areas of the site, but I want to say it again because I do believe it's important. Don't be afraid to challenge some of your classmates' opinions and assertions. I think as you grow as interactive professionals, the ability to express a point of view that might be different than others in the room, but express that point of view in a way that is respectful, constructive, and in the end productive is an important skill for you to master. And I think we should look at this class as a really good spring training for that, if you will. Give you a little bit of practice in doing that. So again, make sure that when you do that, though, your comments are respectful of the other person's opinion, but don't feel as if you always have to say I agree or I concur to everything that's said in the posts. Now, our final assignment for the week is to create a screencast. In the Getting Started module, I asked you all to start getting comfortable with Screencast-O-Matic, and I'd like you to use that tool this week to provide a screencast of a website. Now, as you'll see in the introductory blog post, one of the questions I ask you to answer is to let us know the name of the first website you visit each morning. And this is the website that I'd like you to provide a tour of in the screencast. Take us through the site briefly, let us know what you like about it, show us the reasons maybe why you visit it first each morning. Keep this under 90 seconds. I think it's really important and difficult to provide a thorough tour while being brief. But do the best you can. This is the first time, and if anyone has any problems with the software, don't be afraid to email me with questions. My contact information is on the website. I'd be happy to answer any questions that I can. So those